Welcome back to Subsistence. Well, today's episode is going to be a little bit different, guys, because the new update has dropped. Look here, I've got the Steam page up. This is the update date details for Alpha 45, Hunter Fortresses, Indoor Combat, and a lot more. It dropped yesterday, November 17th, and as much as I would love to demonstrate it for you, virtually all of the stuff in this update is later game stuff. A lot of it has to do with the hunters, and in my gameplay, I don't have hunters yet. And look, a lot of this also looks to be affecting how things are going to work with co-op multiplayer stuff. And again, I'm playing a single player playthrough at the moment, so yeah, we won't see a lot of how that would affect things in my gameplay. So let's just go through the stuff. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll leave a link in the description box to the Steam page so you guys can check this out for yourself. But look at this base. Look at that fortress. All right, let's get to it. The new update is largely focused on bringing greater depth to the hunters and their behavior in the world, as well as expanding on later game activities and an assortment of other features and fixes. Hunter Fortresses. In the later game, hunters will now start constructing giant fortress bases. These monster bases are multiple stories high and heavily defended. They're also prime for looting if you can get inside. And yeah, there's a link to a video on this. And again, you guys check out the Steam page if you want to check that out. The hunters will eventually start armor plating the base to secure it, so players will have to use greater force to gain entry. He's added a new indoor AI system. Hunters now have an entirely new AI system allowing them to operate and function indoors. This has been a goal since the hunters were first introduced, and by far the most challenging technical aspect of the game. And then he goes into some detail about some of the issues with coding that and how he had to build a custom pathing system and so forth. It all sounds very interesting, and he will be, yeah, he'll be looking for feedback, and we'll explore more in future updates. Okay, hunters now go fishing. This is great. Hunters will now venture away from their camps to fish the lakes on the map. This is actually not just a visual facade. They go through the exact same process that players must, from casting, waiting for bites, striking, and reeling in. They won't always choose the same fishing spots and sometimes travel large distances to reach water. This can introduce some unexpected emergent hunters encounters as they travel around the map. Yeah, I guess it would. Killing a hunter after he's caught a fish will mean you can steal his catch and take it home for your own dinner. That's great. They'll also cook food, so you'll find them sitting by a campfire to rest and cook food. And then again, if you kill them, you can steal their food for dinner. New system of hunter base placement. Due to the large size of the fortresses, the old system of choosing locations for bases was not suitable. The entrances won't align correctly with the ground. Trees would obstruct the structure, terrain would poke through the ground floor, and exploitable nearby ledges would compromise the base security. Now there's a new system for that, and yeah, okay. All right, let's just move along to hunter base operations. Have a new system using various utilities in their base. Prior to this update, loot would just be spawned in various base items, but now the wood burner gets topped up with fuel and lit. Fat is added to the wood burner and rendered down. Ores are added to the refinery and refined, drawing power from the main base. Power generators are topped up with fuel and set to run when on low power, also put into overdrive if the power draw is high. Meats are cooked in the wood burner. Perishable food items are stored in the fridge, and the fridge turned on when the food's inside. Base lights are switched on and off depending on the time of day, and cooked meals can often be found in the oven. Oh, but no pans. Okay, you're still going to have to make your own pans. AI target switching. Previously, all AI, animals, and hunters would only switch targets if they took damage from another player while in combat. This led to some odd moments of AI not responding to players right in front of them. So he's got some new logic for that. And, oh, he's added a breaching charge to combat the armor plating of the new fortress bases. Players can now craft a breaching charge at the workbench to destroy doors during raids. There's a rogue transceiver. Can be found in hunter base loot chests. They're a single-use item, and when used, will place a beacon on a rogue camp somewhere in the world. In co-op, all teammates will also see this beacon. Only one beacon can be placed at a time, and will last for 15 minutes real-world time. If all rogues are killed at the camp by the pursuing team, then the beacon will end and another one can be activated. That's interesting. I like that. New hunter aiming in combat. Okay, let's see how this goes. There's been a lot of fine tweaking of the hunter combat. Previously, their accuracy did not decrease with distance, leading to some frustrating long-range shots for the player. Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah, I can speak from experience on that one. Okay, they're now less accurate, which diminishes further with distance. Good. However, their movement is more precise and focused. Well, that's not so good. With this and the new target switching, I hope it'll balance out into no difficulty increase, but you'll have to let me know your thoughts. Okay. Hunter bases will spawn further out from player. Oh, good. Yes. Yeah. Having the hunter bases spawn further out from player bases is great, because I've been pinned in by those guys. Virtually impossible to move because of the proximity of those. Hunter bases will spawn further out from other hunter bases. Again, very good. Defensive wall handling. Hunters would previously get stuck if encountering a wide perimeter. Yeah, I've exploited that. He's added handling for that so that they'll either try to move around or blow a hole in the wall. Holy cow. All right. Hunters, oh God. Hunters will start moving into the world earlier. Regular hunters will now start moving into the world 2 days after the BCU is placed instead of 3. And rogues will also start moving in earlier. Yeah, that's not as good. Hunters drop less food items and more munitions. Great. Previously, hunters would drop a lot of food items. Typically, players would be able to keep themselves fed through hunting, fishing, and farming. Now, they instead drop more casings and gunpowder so players can keep up with the demand for ammo. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. A few casings and ammo probably won't offset the fact that I'm a terrible shot and burn through ammo like crazy. Hunter squad mates will not aggro if their teammate engages in combat far from their base. This means if you kill a hunter who's fishing and there's some distance from their base, it'll not aggro the whole squad and remain as a stealth kill. That is fantastic. Yeah, I've had that happen where, well, previously they weren't wandering very far away, but, it seems silly that you kill one of them no matter where, if the others can see you, that they all know who it was and they come after you, but whatever, that's a good change. Solar panels now power production reduced during storms. Better balance, he hopes, between solar and wind. Yeah, I've had some issues that just keeping up with power demands for a single refrigerator and a drill head. You have to have like a half a dozen upgraded solar panels, and even then, you turn on a floodlight and it's game over. I mean, as far as your power is concerned. So we'll see how that plays out. Time to unlock crates has been reduced down to 2.5 seconds per unlock. That's great. Time to upgrade buildables to armor plated has been reduced from 5 seconds to 3. Again, another very welcome change. Reduced predator count in certain hot zones. Okay, that is good. And now I've commented about that in the past, and others have have agreed that there were certain locations that were just too heavily populated. So we'll see how that plays out for us. Many more item types are added to the hunter loot drops. That's great. Armor-plated doors have been added. Okay. Yeah, and the hunters will also upgrade their entrance doors to armor-plated for their fortresses, at least. Oh, he's added foundation stair railings. That looks nice. Yeah, something I had wished we had for a long time. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, curved half walls of 3 variants, the armor plated and glass in addition to wood. That's really good too. Oh, he's added the feature where when you die and you reloot your corpse, that it will now put everything back into the spots on your hotbar when you do the take all option. That is fantastic. Yeah. Yep. Oh, axe and pickaxe will now take damage when used against base items, doors specifically. Yeah, so they'll have a little health status bar on them. So yeah, if you decide to go that route and try and bang down their door with a hatchet or axe, you'll have to take spares. All right. Hunter dropped kit HUD icons. Many players report difficulties finding hunter drops after the battle due to foliage. They'll now show a faint HUD beacon. All right, that's great. Oh, this is also really good too. For the longest time, I thought that the fiber plant and the berry plant were the same plant, that sometimes it just had berries. Well, that's not the case. Apparently, they do have different models. They just look so similar you couldn't tell them apart. And now there will be a new berry plant with a distinguishing different skin to it. So I like that a lot. Oh, he's changed base structure collision with ragdolls so that, yeah, when you kill something inside your base, it won't go flying all over or fall through the floor. Reduction of max health or stamina on death has been reduced. The new loss is 2, 4, or 6 across easy, normal, or hardcore, respectively. Yeah, I had found previously that was really difficult to deal with because you work so long and so hard to eat the proper foods to get your max health and it's health and strength up, and then one death and it just removed all of it that you spent, weeks working towards. So yeah, all right, well that's good. Older save game compatibility will work. However, the hunters will be reset and they'll need to rebuild from scratch. He's added some new languages. Logs now craft into 2 sticks per log instead of just 1. That's great. Some other notable changes are that he's fixed selected tab not highlighting when accessing the fridge. A bug where low-grade rabbit and chicken meat wouldn't burn. Oh, well, that's gonna change my methods for dealing with the cooking, I guess. Fixed a bug where you could accidentally use an inventory item at the end of the butcher animation. Added contextual hotkey hint to use action on drop-down menus. Gameplay fades to black. Let's see. I'll just scan through these for any that are really notable. This was one. Yeah. Now it's only possible to lose 1 clothing item when dying in normal and hardcore. Previously you could lose several pieces of your clothing on death. And only 1 bandage issued for free gets destroyed on death. Yeah, I've had it where you die, you get a free bandage, right? And it goes into your stack, and then the next time you die, that entire stack would be removed. That stinked. And now it doesn't stink anymore, so that's fixed. Great. Glitchy AI movement, both hunters and animals, especially through water. Okay, they'll keep their head above water now. Added damage for skins for the bed. Yeah. More performant LOD culling for fibers and pickable plants in the world. New wind animation for medicinal plants. Yeah, there was a glitch where players could deal damage by jumping on another player's head, and that's been removed. Hunters now no longer use grenades if they're attacking players who are taking cover in their own base. Oh, great! Well, I don't know if that's so great. I mean, I had fun sometimes making them throw grenades and have them fall on their own heads, but we'll see. Hunters will now react to grenades exploding near them I think he means near them at a greater range. Solar plant panels and wind turbines can now be placed on glass roofs. That's good. Yeah, some other models. Increased medicinal fluid stack size. Yeah, some other bug fixes. Camera bob. Broken leg, bleeding icon. And yeah, all right. Well, this is a really, really big, comprehensive update. And again, guys, I wish I could demonstrate it to you, but we don't have hunters yet. And that's the big thing with this update. So I hope you've enjoyed this and gotten some good information. Again, for all the details, and if you want to review what I've bumbled my way through, please check out the Steam page. And I hope that you will play this game and enjoy it as much as I do. We'll talk to all of you again very, very soon.